Hi folks, this week on Most Cowbell, I'm going to tell the story of when I went to London with Blue Oyster Cult to play for the Agents of Fortune anniversary show. So stay tuned, and when we come back, I'll tell you all about it. You've heard of more cowbell. Well, this is Most Cowbell. So, ever since we got the recording contract with Columbia Records, I started keeping a journal. I always have a journal going, and sometimes I write in it, sometimes I don't. Usually when I write, I don't ever plan on reading it again or showing it to anybody. But I'm going to read some excerpts from my diary, my journal, when I was in England with Blue Oyster Cult, just to try and remember everything that happened, because it was a couple years ago. So this is it starts on a Tuesday, July 26th, 2016. So I get to the airport and hang with Eric until the other guys get there. Woody, Andy, and Richie, plus the van with all the gear. We go together to check the stuff and get our boarding passes. Finally, we all line up to check in, and we find out that the flight is canceled. We are transferred to another flight that leaves at 12:30. We hang for another 2 hours and finally board the plane without mishap. I get a seat in the back, but it's okay because it's pretty empty, and I move to where I can use several seats to get a little more horizontal. I eat a salad for dinner and a glass of wine and conk out for 5 hours. I listen to Richie and Andy's podcast. I go through customs and have to wait while they check us out. Check in at the hotel and go for a run in Holland Park, where I encounter 1,000 people playing Pokemon Go. Interesting. Park is beautiful and very English. Get news that Pro Men has died. Come back and practice guitar and watch TV. Go online and write something about Sandy. Start crying. Then Richie calls and asks if I want to go out to a pub. I say yes and meet them in the lobby. We go to several places before we find a pretty legit place and each get a pint of something. We have quite a few laughs, and then they go in search of food, and I come back to the hotel and practice guitar some more while I watch a show on Georgia O'Keeffe. I forgot to mention that after the run I took an awesome bath and then a shower. Felt great. So the hotel that we stayed at in London was Key West. It's quite a nice place and dramatic lighting. Wednesday the 27th of July 2016. Couldn't sleep. Got up around 8:30, practiced guitar for an hour, then did vocal harmonies for another hour. Then it was time to go to the rehearsal studio. Nice roomy place, plenty of gear, swapped out drums and organs until we had a nice combo. PA was plenty loud, however, the band played at a very quiet volume. Started with the 5 guitars, but we all seemed to forget just about everything. Richie patiently showed everybody what to do. We got through it and started on the agent's material. My stuff first. Went over the agent stuff in earnest. We did the 2 different endings for 5 guitars, as well as running the whole thing in order, like we would at the show. Finally, we practiced Born to Be Wild until we had it almost right. By then, we were kind of fried after 5 hours of practice, and we went back. I met Jules in the bar, and he bought me a drink. Casma and Richie came, and we went out for Thai food. I bought dinner. Came back and went right to sleep. Thursday, July 28th, was very ready to travel when I looked at the clock and it was time to go. Made some instant coffee and had a quick shower. Cabs to the airport and waited around to check the big pile of gear. Fell asleep after a few moments of flight to Dublin. Met by Leon and a leather jacket. Got to the hotel by the airport and slept for an hour, then took a shower. Then I loaded my hair with glitter stuff. Silver glitter. Manic Panic, I might like to mention. And went to sound check. Went over tunes and 5 guitars and sounded much better. Practiced cities with the kit in the middle of the club, facing Jules. Showed him how I play a paradiddle during the main riff. BOC goes on stage and a big roar from the crowd. This is going to be good. Die-hard fans. 60 tickets short of a sellout. Audience singing along to every song. I do my bit. Goes well. I changed some of the words. It's all good. 5 guitars, very tight, excellent sound. Best guitar sound for me so far in all of the BOC gigs. And actually was the best I ever got. We do cities and also Indie and Black Blade for an encore. Played 2.5 hour, 24 song set. Go out to sign autographs and sell out of CDs. After, go with Tom O'Hanlon to the Wignans next door and whole band. Eric is there, Richie's first Guinness. Delicious! He is once again very funny. Lots of laughs. We drink our pints and go back to the hotel. One of my favorite shows of all time. Just wonderful. Promised to smoke some weed with our new roadie Jim. Friday, July 29th. Slept like a rock. Woody called me and said, we're ready to go at 7. I was not prepared and rushed to get my stuff together. Even so, I was met by Jim in the lobby. Missed the last shuttle. Waited a long time for the next one, it seemed. Anyway, got there, got on the flight, which was not so crowded, and tried to barely sleep. Took cabs to the hotel and was able to sleep for an hour. Got up refreshed and went to change euros to pounds. Rushed back to the hotel to go to sound check. Get to the venue and nothing is ready. Hang out until we can go through some songs. Rehearse ETI and Joan Crawford with band. Practice Born to Be Wild with band. And it's a little rough, but I get the stick thing down. They open the doors. There is a huge queue around several blocks. Reminds me of the first Seattle Paramount show with the BOC did back in the day. Takes a long time for crowd to get in. Push show back 10 minutes. Finally start. Feeling more a part of the band now. Sort of. Play on Reaper in sight of the crowd. My, it is packed. Everything goes really well until Debbie Denise, when the 12 string almost deafens me with the first chord. Must always check it. Forget half the last verse. Felt bad about it for a while. Have to force myself to let it go. When I come out for the 5 guitars, I can't hear. Get it together, and the first strong end of the show, amazing. Do Indie again before Cities in Encore. Really great. Kiss Eric on the cheek and meet Dave Geddes for a pint after. Exhausted. By the way, still had glitter hair. A girl says, take a picture with me. I'm really hanky. Hanky? What is hanky? Is that like some English expression? I'm really hanky. Does that mean horny? I don't know. I didn't get it. She disappeared into the night. That's all I know. I stayed in England for a few more days. Yeah, it was a great experience playing with BOC. That's my story this week. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, click on that subscribe button. I need subscriptions. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comments section below. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. All right. Have a great week.